Good morning, everybody. This is Artus, also known as Darren the Bearded Gamer. On the CB, my handle is Deuce. Um, Me and my wife, I used to drive back in the 90s, and I just started driving again in May, and I'm doing hot shot right now. I'm about to transition back into Class 8 trucks. And my wife and I noticed there's a lot of disinformation out there, a lot of new drivers who don't really know what they're talking about, that make videos, entertaining videos. I love watching the videos, guys. I'm not going to name any names, but there are several of them that at the beginning they'll say, oh, do this, do this, do this, do this. And then, you know, their more recent videos, it's like, do this, do this, and it's directly contradicting what they said before, but they don't even realize that they're doing it. But as you learn, you get in it. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm still learning some things about the trucking industry. In my next video, will probably be something about either respect um, or lies that recruiters tell you. Because I just talked to about 30 different recruiters getting back into Class A. But today is about winter driving. Guys, it's very important to be safe during winter driving. And well, to go back, my wife came with me this time, and so it's gonna be a channel with both of us. You may or may not see her. She might run the camera. She might take pictures or something, but she'll be here in the background. Right now, she's not with me because I am in the process of transitioning companies, and so I am. So it's gonna be a few months before she comes with me because I gotta do the last couple of runs in this hotshot company that I'm driving for. Then they're going to transition me to Class A. I'm going to start with that company and have to drive a little bit before they let me have a passenger. They want me to make sure I'm safe. All right. So winter driving. Number one, the very first thing, the most important thing in all winter driving is slow down. That can't be stated enough. Slow down. You're driving on, you know, I know there's a lot of guys out there, a lot of new drivers, a lot of foreign drivers that have never even seen snow. Okay? You guys need to slow down. It's the number one thing because you are literally driving on ice. Okay? Second thing, before you hit anywhere with ice or snow, check your chains, make sure they're not broken, make sure they're there. Um, make sure they're not rusted too badly to perform the job. And even do a dry fit in a parking lot somewhere at a truck stop. When you got a 34 or something, do a dry fit, so you know how to do them. And because whenever you apply these chains at chain up areas, you can be laying down in snow to get this done. Okay? The third thing, do not set your trailer brakes when they're hot and you've driven through snow. They will freeze. You need to be out there with a hammer beating the inside of your brakes. Don't hit the brake pads, you know, the brake shoes, but you can be out there beating those brakes. And what prompted me to do this video is I walked out this morning after breakfast at the truck stop because there's a huge winter storm coming through. I mean, it's January 28th, 2023, and I'm up by Lookout Pass on Interstate 90. And there's a huge winter storm coming through. Some new driver, I'm not going to call him any names, but probably deserves a couple, came in, got fuel, set his trailer brakes. When he left, he didn't notice he was dragging his trailer. All but one axle loosened up while he was driving. He drove down the road, blew two tires. Then he turned around and came back and parked right next to me. And the guy doing the tires, replacing the tires from Les Schwab, is still out there replacing those tires. And the guy said, can you fix my brakes? He said, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not doing that. So don't set your trailer brakes until they are cool, all right? Because you're going to have snow in it. You're going to have water in it. You're going to have sludge in it from, the roads. And whenever you set those brakes and they come out, not just to stop, but they come out in freezing weather, that water is trapped between the brake pads, the brake shoes, and the drum is going to freeze. Okay, and your springs, are not going to be good enough to pull them back. Okay, slow down in curves. Okay, that posted speed limit is not for 18 wheelers. It's not for hot shots. That's for cars, passenger vehicles that are like, you know, small vehicles, vans. Not even. I mean, if you're driving an expedited cargo van, slow down a little bit more. The way I taught people how to. I've been a driver trainer for 18 wheelers, driver trainer for straight trucks at a school board for buses. That posted speed limit is for cars, small vehicles, regular trucks. If you have a load and you are professionally driving, you should slow down at least 5 to 10 miles per hour below that speed limit. I know your truck can take it. I know your truck can do it. But if your load shifts, you're going to roll over. If there's ice in the road, that trailer's going to start coming around. Okay. Watch the weather. We have so many weather apps. You can call 511 on any cell phone in any state and get weather conditions. You can flip-flop between them. There are Facebook pages out there that will tell you what passes, what roads are closed, when you need to chain up and stuff like that. Get on some of these. Okay? All right? Windshield washer fluid. When that temperature starts dipping down, 30, 20, you need to take that blue crap out and throw you some de-icer in there. That's going to save your butt. And your truck's going to hold at least a gallon. You need to keep an extra gallon with you, because when it starts freezing up and you start getting streaks of ice across your windshield because your windshield wipers are moving, you need that. If you don't have that, now you got to stop. You got to scrape your windshield. You got to clean off your windshield wipers. Then you get about 10 miles down the road, you got to stop, scrape your windshields, clean off your windshield wipers. That's a lifesaver, windshield washer fluid. Before you get into icy conditions, check your mirror heaters. Easy way to do it. Turn the damn things on. Sorry, pardon my French, but turn them on before you step out to get fuel. When you clean your mirrors, you should see, you're going to start your fuel, pop your hood, check your oil, and then whenever you clean your mirrors and your windshield and your mirrors, you should see vapor coming off your mirrors. This is telling you that your heater's working right. It's going to dry very quickly. Okay, you're going to need these in icy conditions, because as that spray comes up off your drives and around your mirrors, it's going to start caking on your mirrors. That salt's going to cake on your mirrors, and you're just going to freeze up. And you're not going to be able to see out your mirrors. Then how safe of a driver are you? Not very safe. Okay, check your food, water, and other supplies. I cannot stress this enough. You need at least a week's worth of food. We're talking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay? In 1999, I was driving for CR England. And I was up near Chicago when that winter storm hit in January. It dropped 21.6 inches of snow in 24 hours. I was stuck on the interstate for 3 days. I had about 12 people in my truck because their cars were stuck too, and they didn't have anywhere to go. They were running out of fuel, and that's another point. Make sure you fill up before you go over these passes and before you go over where these lake effect snow drop is happening, because it's unpredictable. That's why they predict, like the snowstorm that's coming in, that came in last night and is still blowing through today. They were predicting 2 to 4 feet in some of the passes. That's ridiculous. It was, when you looked at the Weather Channel, it was like, 6 inches, 2 inches, a foot. Why are you predicting so much? They're predicting so much because they're giving you the worst case scenario for these areas, because these are the worst areas to be in. So make sure you have food, water, flashlight, and you have fuel. You need fuel to be able to idle during these times to keep warm, especially if you're stuck in your truck. Headlights. Always use your headlights. Anytime your windshield wipers come on, other than you spraying some cleaner on it, any other time those windshield wipers come on, your headlights need to be on. Period. It's a state law, all 48 lower states, and I believe it's a law in Canada as well. You can get a ticket. I know that they don't enforce it very well in most states. Some states do, but you need to have those on. Okay. Don't outdrive your headlights. What I mean by that is, as far as you can see with your headlights, you need to be able to stop. Okay. So when there's blowing rain, blowing snow, you're sitting there, you're driving 60 miles an hour, can only see 30 feet in front of you, you're driving too fast. Believe me, there's nothing scarier than to see someone who didn't have their headlights on because it's heavy rain during the day. Oh, I don't need my headlights, and then you see brake lights just appear about 50 feet in front of you, just appear, and you know they're stopping. I mean, you're coming up fast on them. You can't swerve. You're going to lose control of your vehicle because it's wet roads or icy roads. So make sure you can stop in that distance, and don't forget you need to add extra distance when there's water or snow, ice on the road. Okay, stay off your phone. I know like 90% of drivers now, including me, use their phone for their GPS, use their phone for their ELD, use their phone for this and that, this and that. That's great. Don't watch videos on your phone. Don't talk on your phone unless you have hands-free unit. If that phone is in your hand or is attracting more than about 2 seconds of your time every 30 seconds, you need to shut that phone off or put it down. What I used to teach my trainees in the school buses was take that phone, if you don't need it for directions, and put it in that cubby and put something on top of it so that you can't get to it easily. Don't do it. Don't be caught with that phone up to your ear while you're driving, because that's a huge fine. Yeah. All right. Use your low beams. Okay. Have you ever been driving in a snowstorm at night and you turn on your brights and all of a sudden you can see 250, 300 feet out in front of you, all of a sudden you can see 20 feet and it's just white. Okay. Rain and snow dissipates your headlights. In other words, that beam hits the water or the snow and goes and spreads out. That's why you can't see as far. Use your low beams. If you have fog lights, that's great. Fog lights are a more intense beam. But regular headlights, LED headlights, when you turn on those brights, you're doing two things. You're dissipating your light and shortening your view, and you're blinding the people coming the other direction. Don't use them. Okay? Fog, rain, snow. Don't use your brights. Okay? Your brights are, and I know they tell you in training, use your brights as often as possible. That's true. On clear, dry nights. I mean, the ground's got a little water, but it's not raining or there's no fog. Use your brights. When you get within 500 feet of another vehicle, turn them off so you don't blind them. But that's when you're supposed to use your brights, and as much as often. Okay, do not use your brakes when you lose traction. First thing most people do, lose traction, your back end kicks out a little bit, and they slam on the brakes. Well, what happens is, in slippery conditions, your slowest tire tries to take the lead. So that tire that locks up is going to try to swing around. Okay? It's physics. When the tires are sliding, the slowest tire tries to take the lead. Don't ask me why, but that's how it happens. So that truck's going to spin around. What you're supposed to do is, if you got cruise control on, cruise control will automatically disengage when you lose traction. Okay? So, when you lose traction, cruise control disengages. Steer into the skid until your tires have purchase, have grip. You will feel that. You can kick out, and you can turn, and it's going to go. Alright? Now you have grip. Now, pump the brakes. Don't hit them, because what's going to happen, you're going to, again, okay, pump those brakes until you have total control. Then, what's the number one thing? Slow down. Now you're getting it. All right. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is, I've touched on it before, and we've said slow down several times, and we've touched on this one too. Leave enough room to stop. If there's ice, remember you need thousands of feet to stop an 80,000-pound truck. Okay, right? You need more room than what you can possibly leave, more than likely, unless you're on the road by yourself. Just remember, lose traction, and hopefully you're never put in a situation that you've lost traction and there's someone close and you have to stay on the brakes. Okay? Hopefully you've left enough room that you have time to react. You can shift lanes. You can take your foot off the brake and hopefully let your tires grab purchase. Okay? Yes, you will get the ticket. If you're stopped on an icy roadway, the wind blows you over into a car, that's Mother Nature. Okay? You're driving behind a car, he hits his brakes, he gets purchase. You slide into the back of him because you don't have purchase. That's not Mother Nature. You didn't leave enough room. Okay? That's how the police look at it. That's how the insurance companies look at it. All right, guys? Stay safe. And be courteous towards each other. We're all out here trying to make a living. We're all out here trying to get somewhere, whether it's a four-wheeler, hot shot, 18-wheeler, dump truck, whatever. And I'm just going to close with what we used to say on the CB every night. Back in the 80s and 90s, keep your shiny side up, your rubber side down, and your mirrors between the ditches. Y'all have a great day.